Alright, we should be live. Hey chat, I will give you guys a second. I know this is always that little delay, like I always say at the beginning of my streams. So I'll give you guys a minute. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you hear the music okay? I just want to make sure before we get started. The mods, if you can let me know. I just want to make sure. I see you, BW. I see you, B. Sabuna. Hope everything. I'll go in just a second. But mods, please confirm you can hear me and hear the music. Yes? Okay. Alright, chat. So of course I'm gonna call by myself. I'm not allowing no one to join me for this right here, because... Alright, chat. So basically, again, what I talked about the other day, during my Rumble stream. It's amazing what weather can do to a person, especially when a person has gone through hell and back over a decade ago or 2 decades ago. So chat, tomorrow, of course you guys do know about the big winter storm going on that's affecting states pretty much from Texas all the way up to the north, and of course it's clipping us here in North Carolina. And I keep looking for positive outcome from all this. And of course, the meteorologists have done nothing but put mongering fear in me about preparing. So, I was prepared to stay home, of course, during all this. However, I got into an argument with my mom last night on a phone call. So, bottom line is, I'm going to have to pack my stuff tomorrow, and I'm going to have to go and stay with my grandmother tomorrow night. Now, the stuff won't start taking effect here in my neck of the woods until probably about, I would say starting about 5 o'clock Eastern time in my area. That's when, so right now in my state, they're looking for snow. We're probably looking at maybe 2 to 3 inches, possibly in my part of my neck of the woods and all that. Followed by sleet. It might be sleet majority of the evening, which sleet is not terrible. But however, sometime in the middle of the night, from what the damn meteorologists keep talking about, it will change from sleet and all that to freezing rain. And freezing rain, unfortunately, is never good. They are talking about, of course, you know how it builds up on trees and power lines and stuff. Folks who live up north probably don't think this is such a huge big deal, but folks for us down here in the south, we're not built for this kind of weather. And the thing is, the storm is only going to last pretty much from Saturday night all the way into Sunday night. So yeah, it'll be gone by Monday morning. However, the question is, how bad will the damage be? So based off what my meteorologist is telling me right now and what I'm hearing in the news and whatnot, we may lose power. And anytime we have ice storms, we normally lose power. The last time we had ice storms here, we lost power maybe for almost a good full week, if not longer. My past experiences with ice storms, I think I've dealt with 3 in my life. One I didn't actually have to deal with because I was in the hospital back in 2002 during that ice storm event. That was in December of that year. I had my spine surgery back then when I had for my scoliosis surgery. But I was in South Carolina during that time. However, North Carolina was dealing with a pretty bad ice storm during that time. But I was, again, in South Carolina during that time with my back surgery. Second ice storm I think I dealt with was probably a couple years later. Now that one I do recall. I was in school at the time. I think we were stuck at home for like a good week. Now I don't have a whole lot of memories from that, but I just remember being stuck at home as a kid, you know, or preteen or whatever, teenager, I guess at that time. And my mom, of course, she would go to work and everything. So my dad and all that when they were still together at that time. And all I remember was it being so quiet and just so dreary and just no noise, no activity, nothing. And storms like that, chat, has a different effect on everybody. Unfortunately, these past storms have had a tremendous effect on me and brings back bad memories. of quietness and loneliness to where it about makes me sick to my stomach. So I do remember that ice storm. And then a few years later, when I finally went to the workforce, we had another ice storm that came through. I recall that was an ice storm event where my mom went to go stay with her boyfriend at the time before she married him. And that's when I had my cockatiel at the time. I had to take my bird and drive across town to just get to my other grandma's house where she was living at that time. So I had to stay with her for a few days. She miraculously never lost power during that ice storm, which was a miracle. But of course, out here where I live, we lost it. So I was thankfully to be with her at that time. She had power, and that way I was able to still go to work and everything, take a shower, whatnot. So I was kind of in a lucky situation at that point in time, but was very, very tired. These kind of things will wear a person out because, one, you are having to stay somewhere else that you're not comfortable in as far as sleep-wise. And I didn't sleep too good out there a lot. So by the time I was finally able to go home at that time period, was a breath of fresh air. Because it's amazing how one place you can sleep versus a place you can't. Because it's not home. You know you're not home. So unfortunately in this situation, chat, I don't know what the outcome's going to be on Sunday. I really don't. That's why I talked to B. I know B, you're in the chat right now. That's why I did ask her to go ahead and push the stream out. I know we were supposed to stream next Wednesday, but I do not feel confident enough that that's going to happen. And I'm going to be honest with you, chat, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to stream next Sunday or not. It just depends on how bad this is. The mirages are making it sound like... I don't know what to believe right now. My nerves, chat, this week, I literally broke down and cried last night because... just the thought. Because here I am now, today, as a content maker. I'm a grown woman. And yeah, I'm getting upset over things like this. And I know I shouldn't because my mom told me last night that you're a grown woman. You don't need to be acting like this. Well, I told her, I said, well, I'm a human. Am I not allowed to react the way I want to react? And she basically made it sound like, no, you know, you're a grown woman. We're all going through this, blah, 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 blah. You got to take, you know, responsibility here. You can't stay in that house. It's going to get drastically cold. You got to go somewhere else. Your grandma's going to have a thing there, which is, I understand completely. And she's telling me, you know, you got to take your dogs with you because your dogs will freeze and die. And she was throwing all that in my face last night. You know, between her and my daddy last night was not making my life any... I understand they're doing it out of concern, but sometimes I don't feel like they do it the right way to show concern. But she doesn't want me staying here freezing and everything. So I am going to go stay with my grandmother Saturday night. And of course, according to the meteorologist, it sounds like wherever we are at Saturday night is where we will be staying for a few days. They're making it sound like this is going to be a several-day event, chat. And what that means is I'm not going to be able to do what I'm doing right now with all of you. And what's really heartbreaking for me, chat, is because what I'm so worried about is I have my online family that I'm usually here with every night when I come home from work. My online family keeps me company. What I mean by that, I'm talking about close friends that I'm either in call with sometimes, I'm on VR chat with sometimes, or even I'm streaming with all of you. And it's a big, it's a huge impact on me. And the thought of going several days, not being, well, one, I'm going to be homesick, chat. I can already tell right now I'm going to be homesick. And I'm trying not to cry, I'm sorry. But the thought of being away from home for several days and possibly not talking to some of you for a long period of time because depending on how bad this storm does on Sunday, it has wore on me. It has wore on me a lot, chat. It affects everybody differently. And the thought of going so many days, not listening about streaming or talking to any of you, doing what I love to do, it takes a toll on me. Now, if I wasn't doing all this content making stuff, then yeah, you know what? Probably wouldn't think too much about it, but this does take effect on me. And I have prayed against this storm so many times because I know things like this will take away what I'm doing away from me for quite some time. I have a lot of fun ideas coming up. And I want to be able to do it with you all, and I just don't know how long it'll be before I can. Because it depends on what this weather does this weekend. I don't like the thought of being away from home for so many days. I'm praying to God. I pray it'll backfire on the meteorologists and embarrass the shit out of them, but from the way it sounded, Chad, it don't sound like it. So I am going to have to... I will keep you all posted as long as I can. As again, I am going to be at my grandma's tomorrow night, probably for the next few damn days coming up. And it just depends on how, because they keep saying prepare, you will probably be without power for several days. And I don't know what they mean by several days. I don't know if they mean a whole week. I do know we have power crews who have come up from Florida and Indiana, I think. And they have come into, I think, parts of North and South Carolina. I do know we have a lot of them here. I think we have like 400 trucks here now in North Carolina prepared to restore power as quick as they can. My main concern is the power. But the roads are also going to be a mess too, chat. The roads are also going to be a mess too. And we have some really, really brittle cold air coming in Monday, which is going to make... So everything that hits the road Sunday is going to stay on the road for a couple of days, which means I am going to be trapped at my grandma's. And I hate to say the word trapped, but I'm not going to be able to go anywhere. Now, I will have my tablet with me. I will have my phone, of course, with me. I'll try to keep everything charged up as much as I can. And try to stay connected with close friends and Discord and whatnot. Of course, you know, I plan on getting extra gas tomorrow for my car. If I need to go out to my car and charge my phone up, you know, I will try to do that in between. I just know for a fact that if I were to stay out here this weekend, I wouldn't have much service on my phone if power did go down. So then I would be really screwed. But anyways, chat, I didn't mean to worry anybody, but I wanted to get this off my chest real quick. So right now, until the storm passes on Sunday, I won't have a whole lot of information right now. Just pray, you know, it won't affect power out here. And if it does, I pray the linemen, of course, take safety precautions and, you know, restore it safely, because these roads are going to be, from what I understand, it's going to be a disaster. At least that's what they're making it sound to be, chat. You know? Now, if we were just to get snow, then we would have been fine. And if it was just sleet, sleet's not a huge deal, because sleet's just little frozen balls that bounce up and down. However, freezing rain is a whole nother story, chat. Freezing rain is a whole nother story. When freezing rain falls and it sticks to the trees and power lines, it's a no-go. But yeah, the thought of going and staying somewhere else, you know, I mean, I'm glad it's my grandma, because I had a choice. It was either go stay with my dad and my stepmom or my grandma. And as much as I love my daddy, chat, there's no way in hell I'll have any peace and quiet out there with him. There's just no way. So at least I know at my grandma's, and I already know for a fact I would have no service out there whatsoever. I can kiss that goodbye. At my grandma's, there's a high possibility I'll have more service on my phone versus out there. So at least I will be taking that chance and going with her. And we're just going to pray. We're going to pray very hard that we don't lose anything. I'm praying we won't be affected by it, but they keep changing this. They keep changing numbers back and forth every day, and it's like it just keeps increasing to look bad versus better. So again, I am home tonight for close friends. I plan on being on VR chat tonight to chill. I am in the process of right now preparing to get laundry and everything done, to get everything I can done tonight. I do plan on going out tomorrow to get last minute stuff before I come back home to pack up my clothes and everything. And of course, as far as my PC chat, I am going to be responsible for this. I am going to make sure, because I was looking online, you know, like how to protect your PC and whatnot. You make sure everything's okay. So what I am going to do before I leave tomorrow, I'm going to make sure the PC's shut down properly, and I'm going to unplug it. Because they say, you know, if power goes out and everything and they go to restore your power, it might you know, cause a power surge or something. In other words, I don't want my PC being fucked, you know, so I am going to make sure the PC is unplugged. That way when I return home and I'm able to plug things back up, we'll get things back up and going. But let me see who all we have with us. I'm sorry, I have not read none of y'all's comments, and I am so sorry. I just want to get that off my chest real quick. But I do see you, Gareth. Stay safe, Dixie. I appreciate it. Dixie just hit 6K. Oh, did we finally hit 6K? I didn't even notice. Hold on, chat. Let me see if that's true. If that is true, then I'll have to plan a stream when all this is said and done. Yeah. Chat. Well, looks like we did it. We hit 6K. We just celebrated 5K last month, so thank y'all so much for that. That puts a little smile on my face. I didn't mean to come on here and cry, chat, but it's just the thought of not being able to talk to my friends. Like I said, I'm going to try to, you know, keep my phone. And the only problem is, guys, close friends, if I am still able to stay in contact with you guys, if I am in a call, I have to be careful what I say around my grandma, because I'm going to be cooped up with my grandma. So I won't be able to act the way I normally do or say things I do, whatnot, with my grandma around. So just be mindful of that. Unless you see a power strip with protection, then you don't need to worry about it. I think the only main problem is worst scenario is power. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All of our power poles out here are like, you know, are on wood and whatnot, and I really don't know. All I know is my meteorologist, I tell you what, I know my meteorologists are trying to do their job, but they have done one hell of a job of tearing my nerves up this week, chat. Literally have drove me to insane. I mean, I went to the grocery store last night. I went and got a little thing of pot roast and all that. And I'm gonna be honest, chat, I've done lost my appetite now because of all this. I got a large roast in there because I was planning on cooking that tonight and having it for tomorrow night and whatnot. But no, I went and cooked it last night, you know, to have for tonight. I've got it on there right now, heating up as we speak. But I don't even know if I'm going to eat tonight, chat. I have like lost my appetite over all this. But I do the same thing. My dad bonus my mom with me swearing. Yeah. So I have to be really careful with my grandma around, you know. So if I'm able to be in call with you guys, if I'm able to keep service on my phone, if I can get in call with a few of you and try to stay in touch as much as I can. If I can at least hear your voices and call, those who I'm close to, if I can at least hear and communicate with you guys during this bullshit, then that's all I'm going to ask for. Because the thought of not being able to talk to my close friends, I know we're not on call every day, but the fact that I know that right now you guys are here, I have access to you. Because, chat, before I had my online community, I was always alone. Yeah, I had my dogs with me, but it's not the same as talking to people. So, yeah. So thank you guys for the 6K. I really appreciate it. When all this bullshit is done, I will try to arrange a celebration stream with friends, and I will try to arrange a VR chat and meet and greet, but unfortunately that's not going to be anytime soon until we get past this storm and see what it does this weekend. I tell you, man, these meteorologists, like I said, have worn my nerves to the core, to where I just want to just throw a brick at them. I hate the meteorologists sometimes. I hate them sometimes. I hate it's a strong word. I hate them, but I know they're just trying to do their job, chat. But this is not meant to be a long stream, chat. I just wanted to kind of come out here real quick. This will probably be my last stream for a little bit until we see what happens. Let's get Dixie. Oh damn! Hold on, B. We just got to 6K. Let me at least try to arrange the stuff here. But B, I know we've got the stream set up for the 4th of February, but it just depends on where we are with this weather in my area. So I'll keep you posted as much as I can be. If we have to push that stream out again, I will let you know. But yeah, it's just not looking good for next week right now, to be honest. If by some miracle I don't lose the P word out here, I will be so blessed. I will be very blessed. The only problem I will have is wait for the roads to recover to where I can drive on it. That will be my only issue. But if we can keep my power on out here, keep my power out here on by some God grace and miracle, it will be a miracle. You know, but I know with our past history of ice storms that hasn't always been the case. But I thought, you know what, if my grandma didn't lose power during that time, then why can't we? You know, I'm not saying, I don't wish this on nobody. I don't wish this shit on nobody. This shit's not fun to go through. Like I said, I've been through a few in my past life here, and I do not want to go back to them again. So, Anyways, guys, I'm not gonna ramble on anymore. I appreciate y'all. I just noticed earlier we had 93 people watching here. That is crazy. So I'm sorry if I scared a lot of you with that. But I want to bring that to y'all's attention. But I guess we'll go ahead and round it off here. But not just me, everybody. You know, I know a few of you who are watching right now, you're probably going through the same thing as I am. And those who are not, you're very lucky. I wish I was one of y'all. Actually, I wish right now I was in Florida. Right now. I wish I was down there with AG and a few other people. They're going to be safe or whatnot. Because right now, I wish I was not in... I love my home, but there are times when stuff like this happens, it makes me wish I can just escape just to avoid it. But, you know, unfortunately, I can't. But yeah, unfortunately, I can't fight my mom on this case because she told me, you know, if you stay out there, no one's going to be able to get to you because the roads are going to be a mess. She even told me that my stepdad is also having to bring his mom out there where they are. So my mom is going to have to stay with my stepdad, of course, and her mother-in-law. And her mother-in-law isn't too big a fan of the dogs and everything, so that's going to be fun for them to deal with. As for me, like I said, I'll be staying with my grandma. My uncle may have to stay with us too because he lives right up the road. My mom said that he has a small generator that he says he's going to bring down if needed. So he may be staying with us too. It might be me, my grandma, and my uncle for a few days. I don't know. But it breaks my heart, you know, because I love being with all of you. You guys, my close friends, you guys keep me company. Rather I'm watching y'all on stream, rather I'm hanging out with y'all on call, rather we're on VR chat having fun, rather we're doing recordings and stuff. And yeah, and as far as my team, you know, unfortunately I'm not gonna be able to do any recordings right now for a hot little minute, you know, and I love recording. I love being a character, and that's making me also more mad because I like to record stuff. And thankfully I'm not needed for a recording today. But you know, if any future recordings coming up, it's just gonna have to wait till I give a full update on everything. So guys, my Discord server, I will keep you guys posted with announcements of how the weather is doing later this weekend, and I'll also try to keep you guys posted on the YouTube community post. But that is it for right now. Thank you guys so much. This ain't goodbye. This is just see y'all later. For close friends, like I said, I am going to be on VR chat tonight to chill with y'all here in a little while. Right now, like I said, I'm just getting laundry and everything done. I'm not hopping on right this minute, but I do plan on hopping on soon. Try to see if I can get an appetite going. And that's another thing too, chat. Darkod, thank you for the 4 months outstanding membership. Pray for you, bestie. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, we know what sucks, chat. So not only do I have to pack my stuff tomorrow, I have to pack all the food that I bought yesterday at the grocery store. So, I mean, I got a whole bowl full of grapes I have barely touched. I got apples. I got blueberry muffins because I love blueberry muffins. I got blueberry bagels. Yeah, I got bagels too. I got slices of turkey because I was going to eat little turkey sandwiches and bread to, you know, eat the turkey with. And yeah, I got me a little thing of cookies to munch on. And of course, I got water and everything. I don't do the milk and bread, honestly. And by the time I got to the grocery store, the whole loaf of bread was gone. So, yeah. So I dread not only packing all that crap up, but also got to pack my dogs up and their food. They'll have water at my grandma's, not worry about that. But, I have a lot of shit to pack up. I even got to take my work laptop with me. And I told my boss, I said, hey, you know, depends on what happens. I may or may not be able to work from home. Don't forget the frappe. Speaking of frappe, I'm actually gonna get my frappe one more time tomorrow. Listen, I have my muffins, I have my cookies and all that. You know, if I have a craving, I'll be all right. As far as that part, but yeah, tomorrow my frappe is gonna be free, y'all. I got a free frappe. So tomorrow's gonna be my last free frappe that I'll go pick up during the afternoon tomorrow before all this crap comes in. Yeah, I got some stuff. You know, like I said, I'm not big on canned food. I know it sounds weird of me, chat, but I do not like canned food. I do not like canned food. I got to where I don't like the taste of it no more. I really don't. That's why I've got a lot of bread material, because bread is filling. So bread will hopefully keep me filled up. You know, that way I won't feel as hungry. So, but anyways, chat, stay tuned. I'll keep y'all posted. Thank y'all so much. Like I said, stay, for those of my Discord servers, stay, in tune. I'll make an announcement. I'll let y'all know where I am tomorrow. I'll probably do an audio recording tomorrow. And I'll keep you guys posted on that. And like I said, the community posts on YouTube and everything. Like I said, I will try to keep my phone charged up as much as I can with my car. Like I said, I plan on getting another can of gas tomorrow, just in case. And I'll post pictures of what it looks like outside and everything. But I love you all. You guys mean the world to me. And hopefully when all this is done and gone, we'll get back into streaming. I know we got the challenge stream I want to desperately do with y'all so bad. It'll be an if next Sunday, chat. I'll keep y'all posted. Mel, I'll keep you posted too if you're still watching. On that, because I know she's going to help me with that. And then once we get back and all that, then we'll figure out the celebration 6K stream. Yeah, we hit 6K, y'all. It's amazing how fast that happened so quickly. By the way, chat, I do hope you enjoyed the Son Amy video this morning. We had fun recording that last Friday. That's something we were wanting to do for a hot minute. So we're Boom Amy, Violently Meets Modern Amy. So me and Katie had a good time doing that, and whatnot. All right, well, guys, I'm not gonna hold you guys up anymore. Like I said, I love you all so much. But like I said, please keep us in your prayers. That's all I ask for. Keep us in your prayers. Pray that we don't get the worst of it, so I can get back home as quick as I can and get back to doing what I love being. What I love doing here with my character, Dixie and everything. I don't want to be gone too long, so like I said, you guys keep me company in the evenings. Y'all mean the world to me. My family, IRL family, will probably never understand that. They will never understand the sadness I feel right now, which I cannot make them understand. My grandma, she understands it. I'm trying to tell that to my mom and everybody else, they don't understand it. So, anyways, chat. Until whenever, you guys have a good day, night, morning, wherever you guys are in the world. And I will see you guys as soon as I can. I love you all. Dixie the Hedgehog out for now. Bye.